Okay, what if Deku had the perfect copy quirk? Part 2. Okay, so here we are in class 1A, and Aizawa is explaining how we're gonna go to the USJ, and the students are excited. So Aizawa and All Might came into class 1A and told everybody to put on your hero costumes and get on the bus. We're going to the USJ. Then everybody does that. Everybody goes into their locker and gets their hero costumes, and they go on the bus to lead to the USJ. So everybody's at the USJ, like checking out artifacts and stuff. And there was a portal that was leading the villains, and Kirishima was like, "Oh, this, oh look, cool! They even have fake villains." Then All Might was like, "Fake villains." Then and the USJ owner was like, "Fake villain." Then they saw the real villains, and they were like, "Everybody run away!" And the pro heroes fight. Deku did not want to let the pro heroes fight. He wanted to fight the villains. So Deku stayed there. Everybody went in different zones. As 100 Nomus came out the portal, one Nomu wanted to attack All Might, so he did. And this Nomu had the ability of kinetic energy absorption. So he had a chance fighting All Might because he was legit absorbing his energy strength. He had a kinetic energy absorption. And one Nomu was fighting Aizawa. And Aizawa, he had a hard time fighting this Nomu, so he canceled his quirk out. And Aizawa was still fighting this Nomu, he couldn't handle himself. In Deku, he saw that Kirigiri had a portal quirk. So Deku copied Kirigiri's portal quirk. And Todoroki, he was burning and freezing them Nomus, bro. Orako was making them Nomus flow. And Denki was electrocuting those Nomus. And Deku saw how cool Denki's quirk was, so he copied Denki's quirk. So yeah, and Deku thought of how cool Denki's quirk would be, and since Deku's indestructible, because he has an indestructibility, Denki's quirk, he doesn't have Denki's drawback. And so when All Might is fighting the Nomu, All Might, he's having a hard time with this Nomu, because the Nomu's legit using his own strength against him. Deku saw that the Nomu had kinetic energy absorption. And yeah, he saw that the Nomu had kinetic energy absorption. So Deku absorbed that. Not absorbed it. He copied it. He copied kinetic energy absorption. Yes, he copied, not absorbed. Okay. Then Deku wanted to help All Might fight, so Deku punched the Nomu in the face with 1 for all 70%. And All Might just saw the green lines, and he was like, "I see 1 for all in that boy. How is that possible? I never even passed it down to anybody." Then Todoroki uses his quirk, he used 1 for all to boost his quirk's power, and to fight the Nomus. And Todoroki was like, and All Might was like, "How does this kid have 1 for all too?" And Shigaraki was like, "Damn heroes, how are they beating my Nomus?" Then Aizawa was still struggling. That man is suffering. Then Deku beat that Nomu. He beat that Nomu to a bloody pulp that was fighting Aizawa. Aizawa said, "Thanks." He was like, "Dang kid, how strong are you?" Then Tomura was like, "Tomura, send another Nomu. Kill that boy." Then Deku one-shotted the Nomus. He burned them too with Envidor Hellfire. Then another Nomu came at him and he gave them Frostbite. So yeah. Then Shigaraki said, "Let's retreat, Kirigiri." And he did that. They all retreated and all the Nomus were gone. And the rest of the class was like, "Thanks Deku, Todoroki, and the pro heroes for saving them." And the class was like, "How strong are you guys, really?" Then they go back to UA. Yes, they go on the USJ bus to go back to UA. Then All Might goes into the class and calls for Izuku and Todoroki privately. Wait, no, he doesn't call Todoroki privately. Because All Might didn't notice Todoroki had one for all. Actually, yeah, he didn't notice it, actually. He just thought his quirk was really strong, so he assumed he had one for all. Then he thought about it again. So yeah, All Might calls Izuku for a private meeting, like for a private chat. Everybody was shocked by this. They were surprised. Then Izuku went with All Might, and they went to a private room. And All Might asked Izuku, "How do you have one for all?" Izuku was like, "What is one for all?" And All Might was like, "That's my quirk. How do you have it? For some reason, I sense one for all inside of you. I see one for all inside of you. How do you have it? And I never even passed down one for all. How do you have it?" Then Izuku explains of how his quirk works. He explains how he has one for all. Izuku tells All Might that I can basically copy people's quirks permanently. All I have to do is see your quirk or touch you, and I can copy your quirk permanently. And it doesn't matter if I just see you on TV using your quirk, I can still copy it. Then All Might was shocked. He was like, "Dang kid, your quirk is OP." Then All Might was like, "Who is your father?" Then Izuku said Endeavor, and All Might was like, "Oh, my rival. Okay." All Might was like, "You can go back to class now." Then a few months later, everyone went home. Wait, no, not went home. Everybody went in. Yeah, everybody went home. Everyone went home. And, yeah, everyone went home. And Izuku and Todoroki met Endeavor. And Endeavor, since Izuku got stronger, Endeavor asked Izuku, "What quirks did you copy?" Izuku said, "I copied electricity quirk from my classmate Denki." And he said he copied a kinetic energy absorption quirk. And Endeavor was like, "Ooh, that sounds OP." Then he copied a portal quirk so he can teleport and be like, "Ooh, so for rescue missions or something like that." Then Izuku was like, "Yeah." Then Endeavor was saying to Izuku and Todoroki, "Let's go train." Then they trained. Then the next day at UA, Aizawa was saying that we have a month left until the sports festival starts. Everybody was excited for the sports festival. So everybody trained. They trained for the sports festival, in their houses. Then a month later, when the sports festival starts, class 1B was Momona was talking trash of saying how they're gonna beat class 1A'ers like that. And Momona was like, "Don't get cocky." No, he was legit at class 1A's doorstep. "Don't get cocky just because you got to fight some villains and that." Then Deku was like, "You can try it. Fine. How about you stop talking and let the sports festival talk?" That's what Deku said. Yeah. And Endeavor's training on Todoroki made Todoroki able to use 65% of one for all now. So yeah, it boosted it. 65% Todoroki can use now. So it's the sports festival, and basically they're doing a race. Midnight calls the race, and she says whoever wins in the race gets 10 million points. Yeah, so everybody starts running. Todoroki starts using his ice. All Izuku did was make a portal. He made a portal to the finish line. Then he won the race, and Midnight was like, Dang, kid. If I knew you had a portal, I would have. It was against the rules, but Izuku won. He got the 1 million points, and everybody was mad. Not mad, but like they were jealous. Then Izuku, then Midnight said that, okay, now we're doing this other part in the sports festival where we're gonna try to get the other players' points by getting their headbands. So like everybody was against Izuku, except for Todoroki. Todoroki wanted to work with his brothers. So like yeah, and so did Bakugo, because he respected Izuku for having like really strong OP quirks, and that he had his own personality, and Kirishima joined him and Mina did. So they were basically a team. Everybody was trying to take their points. Momona, Shinzo was trying to take their points. And Izuku got 500 more points, Bakugo got 300 more points, Mina got like 350 more points, Kirishima got 200 more points, like for headbands. So then time was up and Izuku's team won. So they had a current of 1 in million. They had current points of not 1 million, 10 million and 200 points. And everybody was, Izuku's team won, and be like, nobody had close points to them. So they were happy. Then they were actually gonna, then we go to the fighting part of the sports festival. We go to the fighting part of the sports festival. It was Bakugo versus Todoroki, and since Todoroki had one for all, and he wasn't really abused like that as a little kid, and Rio just told him to train, but he wouldn't take it too far. Todoroki uses his fire side. He uses his fire side against Bakugo and his ice side, and he uses one for all. So like that basically destroys Bakugo. Bakugo had to go to the nurse. Forgot her name is. I forgot her name. I'm not gonna search it up. Yeah, he goes to the nurse. The nurse who has the quirk to heal people when she kisses people. Yeah, got her name. Okay, so then is Deku versus Shinso. Deku versus Shinso. But Shinso tries to mind control Deku, like, to leave, like, the match. Deku almost left the match, like, he almost fully left the match. And we all know because of one for all, Deku didn't leave the match. He broke out of Shinso's mind control, and Shinso was like, what? And he was like, of course, my quirk is weak. And Deku was like, your quirk is not weak. Deku said, your quirk is not weak, you just didn't train it. And so I was like, yeah. Then Deku beats Shinso. He punches him out the ring with one for all. And Endeavor, he was sitting in the background and he was happy. He was saying Shoto and Izuku and that. And the crowd was surprised. He was like, Endeavor was here? And they were like, yeah. So basically, yeah. So then it was Ochako Oraka versus Mina. Ochako, let's just say Ochako won this one because Mina, because Ochako used zero gravity on Mina and just pushed her out the ring. Simple. Then it was Denki versus Mineta, and Denki won this one. Then it was Ida versus Bakugo. Bakugo was healed, so he was able to go back to the sports festival because the nurse healed him real good. No homo. So like it was Bakugo versus Ida. I'm gonna say Bakugo won this one. Okay, so like the sports festival, it's completely over now. And when everybody tries to go back to UA, there's a whole crowd of the media because they were saying that how good they were at the sports festival, especially at Deku. They were looking at that man. They saw how good he was, and they saw how good Todoroki was, and the sport and the media was trying to ask, is it true that Deku and is it true that Izuku and Todoroki was Endeavor's sons? Izuku and Todoroki didn't answer. They didn't answer to this because they didn't want to like get fame, because they didn't want they didn't want paparazzi everywhere, so they just didn't answer. So them trying to go back to UA. So Izuku makes a portal and everybody manages to go in UA. Then he closes the portal so the media can't get in. Okay, so then Aizawa was like, okay class, you're here. All Might came inside too saying, I am here. Aizawa explains that they're gonna get UA dorms. Yes, they're gonna get UA dorms. So yeah, they get UA dorms. So basically, they get UA dorms, and Deku, everybody was like basically talking about how they customized their room. Todoroki and Deku like customized it to Japanese wooden style. It will look like their house a little bit, but at the same time not really. So yeah, everybody, they judged Todoroki's room saying that it was good, and they judged Deku saying that it was good. Everyone was having fun. Then Bakugo went to sleep, and so did the other people. Todoroki and Deku, Todoroki and Izuku had the same dream about One for All, since they both have it, and since they're both technically the 9th users. So they both had One for All. Like their dream of One for All was shared. They were connected, so they were both inside of the same dream as two people. So they saw like All for One stealing the quirk. The first user One for All in the dream was saying, so you both are the 9th, huh? Then they both wake up, and Todoroki was like, what's going on? Then Izuku and Todoroki wake up in the middle of the night. Izuku and Todoroki wake up at the middle of the night, and Izuku was like, he told Todoroki, I had a dream, and he was like, I had a dream too. And they both had the same dream, and Izuku is gonna tell the truth to Todoroki on why his quirk boosted so much on that one specific day. So Todoroki was like, wait, so I'm gonna find out why my quirk boosted on that one specific day? Then Izuku was saying yes. So Izuku explains to him how he copied All Might's quirk, and All Might had a passing down. His quirk also had the ability to be passed down. So Izuku passed down the copied version of All Might's quirk to Todoroki, so Todoroki could catch up with him. Then Izuku just copied All Might's quirk so we can both have One for All. And Todoroki was surprised. He's like, if I have All Might's quirk, why does it boost mine? Shouldn't I just have another one? Then Izuku says that the way All Might's quirk works is, if you already have an existing quirk and you have One for All just boosts that quirk like tremendously. Like it can make a weak quirk be a god level quirk. Todoroki was intrigued by this. Oh, then we had the same dream. Yes, it was the same dream of the first One for All user and his brother All for One. Todoroki and Izuku start to train in the middle of the night. As they do this, they train for 6 hours. Yes, 6 hours. Then they go back to their dorms and sleep for an hour. Then everybody wakes up. Everybody goes into their dorms, wear their UA uniform, and they go to class 1A. They go to class 1A, and basically Aizawa was like basically training, like he was training them for their quirks. Then everybody went. Then it was nighttime. Then everybody went back to their UA dorm. Then Ida snuck out. But on the news, they was talking about there was the famous hero killer called Stain and stuff. And Ida snuck out. He wanted to go find Stain and try to like make him pay for what he did to his parents, because Stain killed his parents. So Ida snuck out and went to fight Stain. And Stain is beating Ida. Like, he's beating Ida. Then Todoroki and Izuku sensed that Ida was gone. And Izuku was like, what is Ida doing? Same as Todoroki. So they both snuck out together, like at the same time. Then Izuku was like, hey Todoroki, so you trying to find Ida? Todoroki was like, yeah. Todoroki was like, I wonder what he's doing. Then Izuku told Todoroki that, why don't I just make a portal to where Ida is? Then Todoroki is like, okay, yeah, that's a good idea. So Izuku makes a portal to where Ida is. Yes, he makes a portal to where Ida is. And he finds Ida getting beaten by Stain. So then Izuku come out the portal. Izuku and Todoroki come out the portal with One For All on with Todoroki's One For All on 65% and Izuku's One For All on 75%. So they both Todoroki uses One For All to boost his quirk. Like, he uses One For All half cold, half hot on Stain. Then Izuku uses One For All 70% on Stain at the same time. And this hurts Stain. And he's like, where did y'all come from? Like, this makes him on the ground. Like, he can't fight anymore. He's paralyzed because of the impact of that punch. And he's like, where did y'all come from? Are you this kid's friend? God dang it. He was basically saying, curse you. At least I wanted to be beaten by All Might. And Ida was like, where did y'all come from? But he was like, thank you, because like you helped me avenge my brother, and I was really getting beaten. Then Todoroki and Izuku was saying to Ida, don't ever do something like that ever again. So yeah. So then Izuku, Todoroki, and Ida, Izuku makes a portal for them to go back into the UA dorms. Then Izuku creates a portal that everybody sees the portal. People in the UA dorms, because like they're not in their rooms anymore. They're like in the main room of the UA dorms. Deku makes a portal to the main room that everybody sees. Is like, is that the League of Villains? Then no, it was Deku. And then they're like, oh yes, Deku's copy quirk. He copied one of the League of Villains quirk. That's probably why the portal came. So Deku, Ida, and Todoroki came out of it. Now everybody was asking what they were doing. And that's where I'm gonna leave the story off for today. Bye.